silly, silly way to start a triumph of the major arcana with a fool. Surely something that spiritually significant and meaningful should be headed by a leader less deft, no? He doesn't even have a number. He's a zero. Nothing. In most decks, yes, right, a weight included, the fool is a seemingly inane creature, a village idiot, whom even the dogs can't keep from biting. And so the fool fools us every time. Forgive the cheesy pun, I just couldn't resist. So, what is the fool doing at the head of the major arcana triumph that includes such eminent figure as the emperor and justice? What if I told you that without the fool there would be no emperor and no justice? Without the fool, we would know judgment or discover the world. Because the fool embodies the potential for all of these in himself. To understand the fool, we need to understand him not only in the context of the tarot cards, but Kabbalistic and astrological significance connected to them. So let's start with the Kabbalah. The fool is the very first path between the Sephirot of Keter, which is crown, and Chokhmah, wisdom. Keter is often deemed as pure spirit, and its glyph is a mere point. It embodies everything in itself, and yet it needs to do something in order to start the process of creation. And so it thrusts itself forward to manifest Chokhmah. The point extends itself to create a line, which is the glyph known for Chokhmah. Think about it. Drawing and writing starts with a point which extends into a line, and then words, and then sentences and books, you name it. And so it is with the fool. It is potential for everything that has decided to manifest itself. It is the first step the soul makes into the universe. Remember, the major arcana does not represent the states on the tree of life. Those are reserved for the minor arcana cards. But rather, the major arcana is in the paths from one state to the other. And thus, the fool is the first path from nothing to something. The path of the fool is very complicated. It represents turning the number 0 into 1. This card fluctuates between the emptiness of the 0, which is Keter, representing nothing, and the infinite nature of creation, which has the potential of being everything. The fool, therefore, is every soul. He is pure energy about to take form. There in the world of spirit, the soul is not empty-handed. He is laden with heavy baggage, all the experiences collected through thousands and thousands of lifetimes. We could see them all here in the mass that he carries with him. Yet when he makes that first step into manifestation, all that will be shed, at least until he returns back home at the end of his journey and adds to his collection, so that his full potential can be realized. No preconceived notions, no biases. He is pure. Astrologically, the fool is ruled by the planet Uranus. It is a planet of idealism, initiation, and change, fresh starts and new beginnings. It is also a planet of extremes, willing to destroy the old to make room for the new. Uranus, like the fool, is eccentric, unable or unwilling to meet customary norms and expectations. In this card, we see the fool, a soul not yet born. He is looking down from the spirit world, and he's about to make a leap onto earth. He is represented as pure energy. So we see an outline, just an outline of what would eventually be human form, and it is currently surrounded by light energy. In a lot of tarot decks, we will see a fool carrying a bag. And here, the contents of that bag is revealed. It is past lives. You will see them represented here as masks of past experiences, past mistakes, past lessons that the fool has learned. Baggage. So basically, what he's carrying on his back is baggage from past lives. It could be useful or it could be hurtful. In the back, we see a planet Uranus looming behind the fool because it's that planet that represents the fool. And on the bottom, we see Earth because that's where his journey is going to take him. You will see that the fool is linked to the past lives by his energy. It's that light energy that links him. And yet, it's something he carries. They're not part of him. They're no longer his as he makes that step down to the planet Earth. He is detached from them, and he is not going to reconnect with them until this life is lived and he goes back into the spirit world. And of course, it makes perfect sense that the fool is the element of air. He has unburdened himself of the weight of the past lives. He has not yet burdened himself with the mistakes of the present. And thus, the fool is always the epitome of a light and airy optimist. Holly go lightly, if you will.